guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to...
Are Gen Z pop stars in trouble?
Pop stars in a little bit of trouble. I've noticed that so many Gen Z pop stars are going through a low or slow point right now.
I want to see who's considered a Gen Z pop star. Because I don't
Everybody who came out in the past...
What year?
5-6 years, I would say.
5-6 years? Oh.
But I wanted to talk about some of these careers and this current point in their careers. I followed all these people's careers and I've taken an interest.
Because Gen Z is what? Since 97, right? So they would be 27 now?
I guess.
Okay, so that in the let's say in the last decade, if they came out in their teenagers, okay?
The people I'm going to talk about are not all exclusively born in Gen Z, because we just don't have that many. But they all have a Gen Z fan base and are a part of Gen Z pop culture, at the very least. The first person I wanted to talk about is Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X has to learn he has the gift of growing up on the internet and being in tune with meme culture. He knows how to promote himself, and maybe even to his own detriment. For someone that is so in tune with the internet, I do not understand how he failed to read the room when it came to his J. Christ single release, which utilized a lot of religious imagery and compared his musical comeback to Jesus Christ. The only thing is he had done a very similar rollout with Montero, and I think the best thing he could have done was lead with a very good non-shock factor release, because he had done it back to back, and then he returned to something that he's already done. And it's like, have you run out of ideas already? And to top it off, the song was not good and doesn't show growth for him as an artist. I really do think that he boxed himself in with this song as a one-stick pony. And we also have to talk about that we had experienced this similar rollout back-to-back from other artists. And ironically, I think we can credit Montero Call Me By Your Name for kicking off that trend. Following it, we had Unholy with Sam Smith and Kim Petras, Keep the Tom Red with Doja Cat. This trend of very ordinary songs using religious imagery and the satanic panic as a marketing gimmick. And I say this with all respect, Lil Nas X is not exceptionally gifted as a singer, as a writer, as a rapper. He's a creation of his own internet culture. I really like Industry Baby, I really like Dead Right Now, but I feel like Lil Nas X has always lacked a bit musically. And I really do appreciate how he, as a gay black man, has gone on to infiltrate conservative spaces such as hip-hop and country. I'm actually shocked that Lil Nas X never returned to country given that it has a dominant presence on the charts. And Shabuzi's A Bar Song, which is now tied with Old Town Road for the longest running #1 hit, is something that Lil Nas X helped pave the way for. Lil Nas X's recent songs are just not very sticky or memorable, but I'm not counting him out yet. He has a few blunders back to back, and it comes across at this current moment in his career like he may have done a little too much too soon and is burnt out creatively. And the whole shock factor thing, we love pop spectacle, we love controversy, but if you're not approaching it from a different angle...
I want to see how he's gonna pop back up again.
Yeah, I think the criticism of him is valid.
It's fair.
He's saying. It's fair, but he just kind of like that, the limbo state right now. I agree with that.
Not showing growth within your music, if there's not some form of statement, it's a very unsustainable gimmick to build a long-lasting career out of. He's complained a few times about not being taken seriously, but you can't have your cake and eat it too, especially when you set that expectation with the egregious amounts of trolling. Lizzo. Lizzo is just a beacon of talent. Instrumentalist, singer, songwriter. The allegations that have followed her, I think, are very damaging for someone with Lizzo's hyper branding.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She had that big deal. Ooh.
They settled.
Positivity and
Still, it's a bad look, though. It's a bad look.
Affecting each other. I'm not saying Lizzo is guilty one way or the other, but regardless, there's no way around the opposites. She doesn't necessarily have that bulletproof bad girl brand. Who knows? Maybe she can develop one. I've always felt that Lizzo's public persona was a little bit at odds with how her music is. She clearly wants to be a provocateur, but her music is not very provocative at all. Now, don't get me wrong, Lizzo still has some really good songs, such as Juice, Boys, Good as Hell, Water Me, About Damn Time, but she just strikes me as a bit of an edgelord with edgeless music. And just to clarify,
I feel like they want to do her like they do Adele, like they want to box her into that kind of music and not like she clearly wants to do sexy music.
Edgeless music. But after all, the edgiest she tried to get was with Rumors, and it sounded like the Ghostbusters theme song. I think Rumors definitely wanted to be a huge cultural moment, but it's just not that interesting.
I don't think
that interesting of a song or statement.
All the rumors
especially
are
considering
true.
the rumors that followed Lizzo up until that point weren't interesting or even a big part of her lore either. Speaking of uninteresting, Lizzo's 4th album Special was a total step down from her breakthrough, Cause I Love You. The songs that should be heard are the singles, and I was surprised that To Be Loved didn't become a bigger hit, but the rest of the album just feels smothered in corporate self-help platitudes. It feels like a pandering album to the extreme. The best way I can describe it is, it has a very preachy positivity energy about it, with lyrics that would make a 2013 Katy Perry album smile.
Ooh.
Dua Lipa. We have to talk about the misfit.
Nah.
I disagree with this. Well, no, I think Dua Lipa is doing very well right now. Yeah, I disagree with that.
Or maybe he's saying, well, she popped off real hard, but a little bit less than what it was before.
But you know, that's fair. But you can't expect every album to be the best album. Yeah, it's impossible to make the best after the best after the best. And at some point you peak and kind of go down a little. But I still think Dua Lipa is high.
And go herself. Prior to Dua's third album, her team had put out a statement saying they want her to be the biggest artist in the world. And her third album, Radical Optimism, came to be, at this point, the least successful album of her career, exiting both the US and UK charts in a relatively quick amount of time compared to her previous releases. Future Nostalgia, we all love it. It will go down in history as one of the great pop albums of the decade. Dua Lipa has struggled to make a strong personal brand, and she's spoken about that. In a recent interview, Anderson Cooper asked for her response to critics who say her songs don't have a sense of who she is and aren't very personal. And she said,
I felt like this previous album was pretty personal. The training season. Yeah, she's kind of talking about what kind of man she's looking for, what she don't want in a man. I mean, that's a little personal,
Yeah.
It's something that just naturally...
At the same time, she's not making those, like, Taylor Swift, Rose type of songs where she's pouring her heart. That's just not her job. She has to make like dance, pop music. So like, how much personality of your personal life can you reveal in those type of songs? Like, you're not gonna talk about your family when you're dying in the song.
Honestly,
like that.
I low-key like what she's doing because she's not doing too much to embarrass people, but she's doing enough to keep people interested.
I disagree.
That's perfect.
I disagree with Dua Lipa on this one.
Fact. Some people are just so ruthless with their own private life that they decide to put it all out in a song because they know it's going to attract people's attention. For me, it was always important to make music that people really loved. Not because I was putting someone on blast or because I'm doing it for clickbait at someone else's expense. Which is fair enough, her choice, but I don't think personal songwriting necessarily equates to putting someone on blast. That is a style of personal songwriting that people choose to engage in, but it's not the end-all be-all of personal songwriting. Artists like The Weeknd, Adele, Lana Del Rey, Billie Eilish, SZA are just some of the people I'm thinking of who have very personal songwriting, but it doesn't tend to equate to witch hunts and putting someone on blast.
The Weeknd has personal songwriting? I don't know nothing personal from his song.
I feel like people he's dated, you have to know the lore.
I guess. I don't know about that.
I asked. Radical Optimism was just okay. In a year of excellent pop, she came with something half-baked and not very interesting. I feel like if you're going to do the lighthearted and personal dance thing...
I mean, that is fair, but you just said a year of excellent pop, so you can't hold her to standards that what others putting out. If others flop, hers would have been the best. So it's like, it's not, you can't look at it like that.
But sure, you come with bangers.
Like, because this was a year for excellent, a lot of good pop for sure.
That production value is never lost. Think Britney Spears, think Kylie Minogue. Bruno Mars isn't exactly dance music, but he also has a similar angle. I think Dua Lipa is one of those artists that will have listeners as long as the music is good. When the music is not good, no one will be invested. She has had quite a bit of touring success despite the lukewarm critical and commercial reception to the album. In most cases though, touring is not representative of current relevancy. As long as you have a repertoire of hits and Dua has many, you can tend to find some touring success. Touring has also been...
Yeah, but touring is the most important thing though. That's how you make the money, is the tours. Like... That's what matters. It doesn't matter you how many people stream it. You get peanuts for streaming. What matters is people that are willing to pay money to see you in person.
Post-pandemic. So her touring success doesn't surprise me. It's interesting that it hasn't transferred over into RO receiving a second window. I don't think Dua Lipa will fade into obscurity, but I think the timing of Future Nostalgia and her growth leading up to that record was remarkable. Unless Dua Lipa comes up with something really interesting for her next release, I think it will remain her only career-defining work. Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter is having her moment in the sun, and I love it. I think she's a breath of fresh air. We're tired of being...
I get why he's putting her on notice, because she came out with a phenomenal album, right? However, everybody's like, oh, what's going to be the next one? And that's like, we're really like, are you going to flop or are you going to put, another banger? So she is... Pressure. I don't think... so the title is She in Trouble, right? She's not in trouble, but she is on notice.
She gave us a lot.
She could have made out. She left some songs, put it on another one. There were like way too many good songs on one album.
Yeah.
Like she really came out with I want to say a classic. I think that album gonna go as a classic. It's a lot of good songs.
The title's really good too.
Yeah,
what's the
short and sweet. Yeah, so she set a really high bar for herself to a point where it's almost unattainable. So it's like how close she's gonna get to it now.
The next album should be called Just Short.
No longer sweet.
No longer sweet.
However, I think for her next two eras, she will have to expand her shtick a little more, or she will be headed for Katy Perryfication. Although she doesn't turn into a caricature of herself, because within the angle that she's operating within, it's easy to fall into that trap. I love that she's vapid and fun, but it's all about a balance in the long run. Billie Eilish, the queen of Gen Z. She is the first music superstar born this century. I think Billie Eilish is an icon. If not an icon, she's on her way to being one.
I don't know about this one either, though. I mean,
What's she gonna come out with next?
yeah, but she's proven
Oh,
though.
also she's been touring now without her brother. Her brother been having his own space in the crib.
Yeah, but she is proven that what I said about Sabrina is she has to prove herself.
Mm-hmm.
Billie kind of proven already, and the album she dropped this year is also doing great too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think this argument applies to her. She has nothing left to prove it, and I don't know about this one. This one to me is kind of the same pick as Dua Lipa. They're like, I don't know. I don't think she's in trouble.
And I don't care who gets mad. She checks all the
Honestly, I think she's just naming Gen Z stars. They're saying, "Oh, are they in trouble?" She's just naming all
It's
of them.
a good flick.
She's consistent. She has the acclaim. She has the signature sound, which I think is becoming increasingly hard to forge in this day and age. I would like to see Billie work with someone outside of Phineas, and it's not because I think there's anything wrong with their music together. I'm just curious to see what she can do experimenting with other sounds and people, especially after hearing her own guests. Even if it's not a full departure, a few songs with another producer would be cool. Olivia Rodrigo. Guts convinced
now you
me
just
I am
naming
an
people.
Olivia Rodrigo enthusiast now. Sour to Guts showed tremendous growth, and I loved how she was just very uncompromising in the sonic
I
direction.
remember when we first saw her, we thought like something was wrong with her set. Because remember, it was that MTV and started to act all crazy. I was like, oh.
No, Olivia Rodrigo is doing great as well. Yeah. Now, if you want to call someone out, Tate McRae maybe.
Like some songs on Guts just really take it there.
I would see an argument
I think
for
she's
Tate
just a figure
McRae.
that Gen Z
Maybe
really
should be included.
Chloe and Howie. It goes without saying.
In trouble.
They are so much better together. They are.
Yes.
Ungodly Hour was
They gotta get back together.
I don't even think they're relevant to. Okay.
immaculate. Nothing they have
Like
to
everybody else up to this point, up to them, they were like relevant. Lil Nas X and Lizzo maybe not so much too, but they were relevant at past. I feel like they were never really that relevant.
Actually comes remotely close. I
They're
think
signed
just
under
complement and balance
Beyonce's
each other's
label. I think
weaknesses
that's the
out.
problem.
I need another album. They were building so much momentum too. Tyler. I like Tyler. I think everything about her is just cute. including her
Everyone
music.
thinking
She's
Water
pleasant,
is a
but she
one-hit
doesn't
wonder.
ignite a strong
She been
hit.
coming out with other songs aside from Water.
Okay, I do think Tyler's also on notice because she's trying to switch to R&B. That switch is gonna be that is gonna be something. So I can see how Tyler on notice, kind of like Sabrina. You know, there's gonna have to be a change if she wants to cement in that R&B category. She has to switch up her sound. How is her sound gonna sound like? Are people gonna vibe to the same way they're vibing to on the piano? You know, so I do see Tyler being here.
Physical reaction out of me, for better or for worse. I definitely see and hear a lot of potential in her. It's only a matter of consistency and timing. I think she feels like
I feel it's important to acknowledge he's not saying, "Oh, these people are failing." He's saying these people are, like as I said, on notice. They if something is coming. You know, so
left by the reprint, but has something interesting of her own going on as well. Rina Sawayama. I have to at least talk about one of my left field pop girls. Rina Sawayama, her new EP and debut album was so refreshing. I was taken aback by 2022's Older Girl.
How can she
And it's
be in
not even
trouble?
an egregiously bad record, but I feel like it does lose a lot of her uniqueness in an attempt to gain mainstream attention. And it is also drenched in
Never
pop.
seen the person.
And
She looks
2024
stunning.
niche has been more rewarded than ever.
She looks
so
like she
I wonder how
models.
things would have panned out if she stuck to her guns a little more. On top of that, she has the added layer of alleged label trouble. I just hope she's able to come out with a really good project sometime soon. Hope the Girl definitely did not catch the public in the way it was intended to, but Rina is so capable. Tate McRae.
There you
Yes.
go.
I like the idea.
Tate is in trouble. Greedy was great. X's was great. Since then, the other one that you
I'm okay.
yeah,
It's okay.
the Britney one where I felt she was Britney, I liked it. Not many people did as much as I did. It didn't do well in charts. However, the two hands is not the best. So she's on decline right now. That's why I feel she's in trouble.
Everyone says she gets Britney. I'm waiting.
I want her to pop back up because right now, from my perspective, she's on decline. And it's not good if your peak was only one song. Realistically, X's were cute, but Greedy was that girl, you know. So I don't know.
Tate McRae, a pop star Britney's ilk for Gen Z. I've seen some people say she's this generation's Britney Spears, and I'm like, no. Britney
Oh,
Spears
you
yes!
you found you like
I
my
found my
person?
friend. I found my friend, but rewinded.
Tate's
No.
voice is an
No,
important
we
space
ran it,
in
but
which
I didn't hear it.
Then why you yelling?
Because everyone said, "Oh, she get Britney." I said, "Where?"
McRae, a pop star Britney's ilk for Gen Z. I've seen some people say she's this generation's Britney Spears, and I'm like, no. Britney influence is definitely there, but I think her angle musically is a bit different. Britney just had undeniable hits right from the beginning. Tate's voice is an acquired taste similar to Britney, but I think there are different types of acquired taste. For instance, Britney's voice stood out in her era of contemporaries.
I know.
Tate's voice doesn't stick out so much because many people
she does
do
this
that
thing with her
understand
voice.
singing and
Like she sounds like like it's very exaggerated.
You a hater now?
Tate McRae. No, I'm not a hater. It's just she sings differently. I like how Tate sounds like, but if you tell me she sounds like Britney Spears, I say absolutely
I didn't
not.
say she sounds like Britney. I said she gives Britney like
How she gives, then what gives Britney?
that music video we did. It's okay. I'm okay. Give
Okay,
me Britney.
there's
I
the
don't know. There's a
Britney
vibe.
influences.
Yeah, that's
but
what I
it's
said.
not Britney.
I didn't say she was this generation's Britney. I never
Okay.
said that. I said there's.
You're not one of the people I'm arguing with.
I never said she was
It's
this
the people in the
generation's Britney.
comments
Britney is a high
people-
fucking bar.
People in the comments say that she's this generation's Britney.
No, she's not Britney. If you want to say who's
I don't
Britney,
think so.
Sabrina Carpenter has a bigger take at Britney than her.
Okay.
Sabrina can. I mean, her
Man,
song. Oh, come on,
her song,
Espresso
her
hit.
her song sounds like, but it doesn't give Britney.
Whatever.
have that nasally tone. It's just her tone is a little polarizing. She has largely captivated people with her dancing and high energy. It's interesting, Tate has really tried on so many different artistic costumes. First it was Billie Eilish, then she went into a pop-punk direction after Olivia Rodrigo, then she went to the Britney playbook, and I think the dance-centric angle is her strong suit, and it
So we need the
differentiates her
identity.
much more than the ballad-heavy angle. I thought that Thinklater was a very boring release, and also just a bit of a bait and switch because it had like two or
Honestly,
three ups
I
and
like
downs,
her before
followed
because she
by
wasn't
some-
doing all this. Like, I feel like she feels like she has to do all this.
She's trying to find herself. Whatever makes her money. It is what it
Yeah.
is. You know that you can't blame her for that. She's trying to make a living.
Yeah, but don't pick everybody else's personality. Find your own.
Well,
You have your own. You from Canada.
Maybe she don't.
A nondescript ballad. She's linked up with Ryan Tedder as her go-to producer, and I think she should link up with a real dance pop and dance R&B producer. Ryan Tedder is good at what he does, but I just don't think dance pop is his strongest suit. The great Ryan Tedder stuff to me, historically, is his ballad-driven stuff. And I think a different producer that is more specialized in that area could give Tate more of that undeniable dance-centered stuff, because her songs ride the line of being okay, but not exactly there. And also a little bit dated at times as opposed to a homage to a different era. Like, why not just work with Timbaland instead of making Diet Timbaland songs?
Timbaland. What
Or
Timbaland is
Max
that?
Martin, hello. But that about concludes my thoughts. Let me know what you think.
So what I think the video is basically
Popstars.
he picked every Gen Z star and put it on the list, whether they're doing well or not. I think that's the video.
He has something to say.
Yeah. Also, I feel like he didn't touch on the most important thing. What I thought he would. The audience is growing up. When these people came out, the audience were late teens, maybe early 20s, dealing with, like, it's not, whatever, like, just listening to music, life, doesn't matter, boyfriend drama, Now, these people are about to have kids, they're about to raise families, they're not gonna listen to your, breaking up with your boyfriend. You have to...
We do with Taylor Swift.
I don't know why that's weird, but you have to change your content to make it relatable to soon to be 30 years old. That's gonna be the challenge, is how can you relate your music to 30-year-olds? Because there's stuff that mattered to you and you wanted, like in the early 20s, you wanted to listen to party music, party, cute. Really, like, when you hit 30, the partying is not all that. Like, some people remain the same, they want to party, whatever, cool. But a lot of people settle down, start families. You don't, you got bills to pay. You kind of want to listen about struggle of bills to pay. You don't want. I'm not saying make. Pop, I don't really imagine how pop music would make that. That's more like rap country, about that. But I'm just saying, the content you're looking for to relate in music changes. So you have to be able to adapt. I think that's, and it's not unique to Gen Z pop stars. It happened to every generation. When that switch from like 25 to 30, can you maintain the audience? And it's particularly in rap, it's more important maybe than in pop, but whatever.
Who did he have in the thumbnail?
All of them. I think he had all of them.
Okay, guys. Of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.